Violent extremists ravaging Nigeria, Niger, Burkina Faso since American forces withdrawal. U.S. Welcome to History Rewrites. If you're new here, please subscribe. The United States has attributed ravaging attacks by violent extremists in Nigeria, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso to its withdrawal from the Sahel. Since we've left Niger in September of last year, we're observing a rise in attacks by violent extremist organizations, not only in Niger, but across the Sahel, to include Nigeria as well, and emanating in going into Burkina Faso and Mali, said the commander of U.S. Africa Command, Michael Langley, at a press briefing on the African Chiefs of Defense Conference 2025 on Friday. Mr. Langley blamed the resurgent terrorist attacks in these countries on socioeconomic grievances and proliferation of weapons, adding the U.S. was unable to monitor these attacks since its withdrawal from the region. The commander, however, said the U.S. authorities continued to liaise with partners to provide any necessary support to the region. Now, this increase is measurable by both frequency and complexity of these attacks, driven by persistent and socioeconomic grievances and the proliferation of weapons and increased capable terrorist groups across the board. So unfortunately, with our withdrawal from the region, we have lost our ability to monitor these terrorist groups closely, but continue to liaison with partners to provide what support we can, he noted. Mr. Langley noted that this year's African Chiefs of Defense Conference in Nairobi featured senior military leaders from over 37 African nations, stating the dialogue was focused on African-led solutions, regional cooperation, and long-term security strategies. He lauded African military's efforts in addressing these attacks, saying they were poised to ensure peace and safety across the African continent. These conversations reaffirm something critical, that African militaries are not waiting to be saved. African militaries are taking on security challenges head-on and leverage opportunities for their nations to achieve stability and prosperity. So right now, as I speak to you, they continue to step up and take control of their own futures, the U.S. commander stressed. The U.S., which relied on Niger as its primary base for monitoring regional jihadist activities, announced the withdrawal of its troops from the African country in September last year after a military junta seized power and ordered the French troops to leave immediately. Recently, Boko Haram terrorists have renewed attacks in the northeastern part of Nigeria, especially in Borno, killing people and displacing communities. Governor Babagana Zulum condemned the continued attacks, alleging soldiers and politicians were collaborating with terrorists. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army said troops killed some suspected terrorists, including a notorious Boko Haram commander who had a 100 million naira bounty on his head. In a major counterterrorism success, special forces under Operation Haydeen Kai conducted a precision strike on 30th May 2025, targeting a key Boko Haram ISWAP stronghold in the Kukawa axis of northern Borno state. The operation, based on credible intelligence, aimed to neutralize Amir Abu Fatima, a notorious terrorist commander who has a 100 million naira bounty on his head, said the army in a statement on Friday.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel.